So let's say I have a form right here, and this is a job estimate form. I want to answer two questions at once. So this is a job estimate form. Many of you asked about job estimate forms, and it's asking different questions about the services the user wants, about like when they want it, and different things. And based on this, it calculates the price, right? So I want to show you actually. Make sure to check out our product hunt lunch. I will create another form right here, and yeah, let's embed it as a card. So let's edit the form. And in the form, I want to ask for basic information. Maybe it's a contact us form, and I'm asking for the user's name and their email address. And just this, I want to collect basic information and send this data to the second form, which is the job estimate. So, or get a job estimate form, right? Get the job estimate price. So I get the name and email, and let's set an ID for each of these fields, because an ID is something that you can recall the value of this field. So it's like a ID for human beings, but it's for the form field. So I will set an ID for the name field and an ID for the email field. And this is how I can recall this. And in the settings, you have an option to send form data to redirect URL. So if you set this redirect URL, and let's say the redirect URL is our job estimate form. So getting back to the job estimate form, you can preview it by clicking the link. And yeah, so this is the link to the job estimate form. And on the first form, on this form, let's move it up. So yeah, actually forget it because it's the card. So on this form, get a job estimate price form, I want to get the basic information from the user and not make it too crowded with so many questions. So this way I generate leads really fast, and I get the name, I get the email, and they submit the form. But after they submit, I want to redirect them to the second form so they can get a job estimate. And this is the redirect URL, and I want to send data to the redirect URL. And what data will be sent? The answer is the data that has an ID. If a field doesn't have ID, let's say I have another field for phone number, and this phone number field doesn't have an ID. Thus, it won't be sent to the redirect URL. Only the fields with an ID will be sent to the redirect URL. And this is saved. I will send data to the redirect URL, and this is the redirect URL. Let's test it out and see how it works. So I will enter my information right here and submit the form. You can enter this or not, and submit the form. As you see, the URL of the second form has some URL parameters, and the URL parameters has my information, which is the name and the email. The phone number was not sent because it didn't have an ID. And the ID is here. You see the ID equals the value of that field. So this is the information, but this form is not capturing this data. It just sends the data, but you have to capture it on the second form. So the second form captures this information, and when the user submits the form, that data is shown too. So how you can capture the data on the second form is, let's edit the form. This is the second form, right? The job estimate form. Edit it, and here I think it already has the email address, so I will delete this. Let's say it doesn't have the name and email information. You can ask the email address here as well or not. It's not that important. Here I will add a new field. Let's say it's a hidden field. I don't want to show it to the user once more, right? So let's say it's a hidden field. And you can name it however you want. Let's say it's a full name or whatever. But the important thing is that the ID of the hidden field, or the not hidden field, maybe it's a text field, the ID must be the same as the ID of your field on the first form, which is this. So this is the ID, so it should be identical to this here. That way, Formula knows that this field with this ID has to capture the value of this ID, which is Noosh. And my dog is here. Yeah, she's excited. And yeah, okay. So getting back to, yeah, you see her. Okay, this is Tequila, our Chief Happiness Officer. And let's add another field, another hidden field for email. And wait, okay, good. So we have email, and the ID again should be identical to the ID of your next variable, which was email. So this way, this form knows that it should capture the value of this ID into that field with that ID, with the same ID. So this is how you tell Formula how to capture this data. And let's see how it works. Let's go back, preview the first form again. I will close these. So I will enter my information, and again, the phone number will not be sent to the next form, and it's not a valid form. Okay, so here we have, here we have the information on the second form. We don't see the hidden fields because they're hidden, but they already have captured the information. So here I will answer the second form, select the services. As you see, when I select these, the price is changing. I will show you how it works. And let's say I want it ASAP, and submit the form. And when we go back to the responses, we see that here I have the information, and I have the information of the first form's URL, the first forms and the responses from the first form. Let me actually add the table. I think let's add the table right here. Yeah, it's exactly this one. This is the job estimate form, and let's add another table for get a job estimate price. As you see here, we have the information of the email address and the name, and the hidden fields are right here, the full name and the email address. Great. So we captured the data on both forms, but the second form already has the information of the first form without asking the user about the first name or the email address. It captured it, saved it, and when the user submitted the second form, it was saved already.